What is up, everybody? It is Drew, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, here with what will probably be one of two uploads that I put for the week on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Dank ritual stuff that I was sent this past week. I have not had very much time. I know that I've told everyone before that I am in the middle of planning my wedding amongst working a full-time job, and I'm going on vacation in a week and a half. So I'm basically all over the place. That's essentially what's happening. But Dank Ritual is kind enough to send me some more cool and awesome products. We got some single player mats in today that we're going to be going over. The blue one I won't go over as much because I have gone over the blue two player that I got from them, and it is still the Judgment line. But I wanted to go over both of these. I have them stacked on top of each other. You could probably see the lip of the other one underneath this. But I wanted to go over these because I am a big supporter of their products in addition to being sponsored of them. I really love their products, and I love making the videos to showcase their products because honestly, no one really makes products like theirs right now. Like, I feel like their products are just very well done. I've said multiple times that they're very comparable to Spellgrounds. Like, I absolutely love Spellgrounds, and I think Spellgrounds are fantastic. So seeing Dank Ritual produce products that remind me of that is obviously a huge reason for me to be supporting and pushing them so often and so frequently. Even if they were not my sponsors, I would still definitely give them shout outs because the playmats are fantastic. That being said, though, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the blue mat to start. So I will let you know before we get to the other design, the mats are the exact same design. They're like the pictures and everything on them, all this is the same. So that's all the same, which is really cool, really nice, which typically is the case with a lot of playmats that are made by companies. You're going to have two colors or multiple colors. Sometimes it'll be a standard edition, and then it'll do a limited edition. There's a million different ways to do things, but Dank Ritual has sent me one of each, so I can show off both of them. So the blue one I do like. I got the blue two player, which I'm actually going to grab from my shelf over here. So I also have the blue two player. I'm not going to take it out of the bag, but it's pretty similar. There are some differences that you could see without me even taking it out of the bag. You got this line here, which you don't have over here. There are some differences. There's no center mark here, but for the most part, the design is similar, if not the same, which is nice. So for me, when I look at a playmat, the first thing I look for is gliding. Like, gliding to me is important. I want to be able to spread everything in between turns. Like, I want to be able to have my hand, like, and just spread my hand out. I do this thing a lot where, like, I end up just spreading over and over again and pulling everything back in, which is pretty cool. So, like, for me, I thoroughly enjoy a nice glide, but I also want a solid grip. I don't want the mat to be flying all over the table, which these really don't. Like, they stay pretty steady, which is nice. And on top of that, when you put a rubber playmat under this, so like, I know a lot of local shops, they have rubber mats already on their table, like the ones that cover a whole table. Putting any of these mats on top of one of those, it's not going to budge. Like, it's going to stay there, which is fantastic. So that to me is a huge bonus. Being able to make sure that my mat is going to stay secure in one spot and not be all over the place is actually really important. One of the other things that I always look for too is the size of the playmat. Now, Dank Ritual playmats, their playmats are fantastic. They are slightly smaller than, something such as a Spellground, but they still have a decent amount of size to them. So I wouldn't say they're small playmats, because they're not. And I think they're single players, from what I was seeing when I laid everything out. If you fold their two players in half, I think they're folded in half two players are slightly shorter height-wise than the single players if they're folded exactly in half. So that's kind of the nice thing about the singles, is that it takes up a little more space. That's just what I noticed. Maybe it's just the way that they're cut. I'm not sure. But I don't mind. I've never, honestly, other than rubber playmats, I've never owned a single player cloth playmat. So these two are actually the first single player cloth playmats that I've ever owned, which is really cool. So for me, looking at this, has a really nice smooth feel to it. Like I was saying, for that glide, it has a good amount of size for you to play everything down. Keep in mind, we are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You need to have a lot of space. You know, I'm trying to give like a good example here. So like we'll grab just cards out of here. I still have all my mermail stuff here because we've been focusing on mermails lately. So like I want to make sure that I can fit stuff across the field. So this is 5 monsters. I want to be able to have my deck up here. Graveyard would go below it. So all of this does fit on the field. I have room for my calculator case over here. That way I have room for everything. Back row, field center, all that. So not short on space, which is a good thing. I don't want to be short on space, especially when I like to utilize most of the space while I'm playing. So that's one of the big bonuses that I personally feel is significant with these mats, is they do provide you with ample room to play your games. So the blue one, like I said, it's not bad. It's very similar to the 2-player with some minor differences. I want to move on to the gray one, though, because the gray one is my personal favorite. So I like the blue 2-player. But as far as the single players go, I'm looking at the gray. I don't know if you want to call it gray or tan. Maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me. I like this one more, like a lot more. The texture to it is different, slightly different. I'm sure you could see that the pattern is a little different. It's like a white tan with like an off gray mixed into it, which to me just is very aesthetically pleasing, and the feel of it also feels textured, whereas the blue one is a lot more smooth. I like a slight texture because it makes it easier for cards to stick. Like you put your deck up in the top corner and it doesn't like slide as much. Like if you go to grab cards, like I'm pretty good at grabbing 5 cards off the top most of the time. So for me, like the ability to do so is very important, and I don't want to, you know, have, you know, this placed here and then I go to pick it up and half the deck slides because it's just really slippery. So yeah, I like the fact that this has a nice textured feel to it. To me, that's something I always look for. It's one of the reasons that I don't use rubber playmats, is because rubber playmats, everything just seems to glide away, which I cannot stand. Like that's something that I really and genuinely don't like. So cloth playmats are definitely my thing. So when I get these products in, it's always exciting because I get to see the quality as far as the way that it feels, the way that the cards stay on it and move on it. And additionally, I get to just take a look at the overall production value of all this. So I would assume that you would consider these stitched. I think they feel like they would be considered stitched, which is nice. Having stitched playmats gives it a little more longevity as far as its lifespan goes. I know that that's really been one of the big things that companies have done as of late, is they have made sure that there are some stitch stuff going on here. So I try to make sure that, you know, if the playmat isn't a spellground, that whatever I'm getting is stitched. And Dank Ritual already has amazing products as it is, so having something that's stitched from them is even better. Really like this mat a lot, and I've been doing a lot of like games with friends and everything with it. I've been doing a lot of testing with this mat actually. So what I do is I take, and I was mentioning this before, I take a rubber mat and I put it under it, and then I put this on top, and it's just amazing. It's just really amazing. I like it a lot. Feels really good. And the rubber mat, this does completely cover a rubber mat, like a Konami sized one. So the one that I was using, I'll just show you guys, that way it's a lot easier. I was using this, I think this is this is a New York Comic-Con 2019 mat. I'm just going to put it over this so you can see if I can line it up right. That's probably not going to line up right for me. Oh, there we go. That's close enough. So as you can see, the Dank Ritual playmat is larger than the Konami mat that they give. Like this is a regular Konami size mat that you would get from an event. And the Dank Ritual mat completely covers it. So to me, that shows one that you got the nice size of a mat because it's slightly larger than the Konami mats. And additionally to that, the big bonus is the fact that you can go ahead and put this on top of a rubber mat, and you don't have to worry about the rubber mat showing underneath it. It's just the way that it is, which is fantastic. So I'm really, really enjoying these products. I think they're fantastic. I always say that Dank Ritual is a great sponsor because not only do they send me all this cool stuff, but they always tell me how much they appreciate my reviews of stuff, and they really ask me what my genuine thoughts of the products are. I have not had a bad product from them yet, which is amazing. I know that a lot of people who are subscribed to me have bought products from them after seeing my videos on them. So shout outs to them because, you know, everyone who is supporting them is fantastic. I think they're great people. They always hook me up with stuff, and they let me, you know, make this cool and awesome content for all of you to watch. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed it. Hope everyone can go ahead and get a Dank Ritual single player playmat if you would like. They're really, really cool. I like them a lot. They just, you know, they just make good stuff. I honestly have no complaints. I always like their product. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed, and I've been using this a lot. So the fact that I've been using it a lot shows something, because like for me, I'm very picky. But when it comes to anything that Dank Ritual sends me, I really can't be picky because it's great stuff. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, turn notification bell on so you know when I upload more cool and awesome content just like the video you just watched. And yeah, for right now, this is Drew, Travel with the Burning Abyss, signing out.